You know, you don't need a flower bed or a large garden to have a beautiful space in your yard. And that's exactly what I'm going to show today by taking this uninspired concrete corner and really turning it into something beautiful by adding some heat-tolerant annuals and perennials in containers of various sizes and place them at various heights all around this water feature. If you didn't have this water feature, you could still do what I'm doing in my garden today in your space, but I'm going to start by trimming this hedge that is in much need of a big trim, and I'm going to then show you how a couple design choices can really elevate your yard into something absolutely beautiful. You don't need a big yard to have a beautiful yard, and I can't wait to show you what I have planned. Stick around. So there's really not a lot of things going on in this place. I have a beautiful green hedge right here that, like I said, that needs to be cut back, but I don't have a lot of color by way of annuals or perennials. I have a beautiful hedgerows right here, my sunflower, which is beautiful, but there's nothing yet that will draw your eye through this space in a pleasing way, and that's what I'm going to do today. I lovingly call this place my container corner, and yeah, there's no containers right now, but we're going to put them in here. I'm going to kind of get them situated where I want them, and I'm going to show you what I'm thinking to create beautiful height and interest. So the first thing we need to do is to create some balance. So I'm going to move this over. It's kind of off-centered right now, so I can kind of situate the pots where I want them to go. So I'm going to start with the ground level. 3 pots that are exactly the same but in different sizes, and then what I want to do, so I don't just have an open space back here that leads to this hedge, but I'm going to treat it as a backdrop. So I need some height back here. So I have an old raised bed that I bought a couple of years ago from Aldi, and I put a plank of redwood on top of it to use as a workstation in my old videos that I'm going to use to kind of create some height. So that wood plank really is nice because then I can set a self-watering container on top of it. And then to draw your eye up even further, I'm going to put a hanging basket here on the side of my garage to kind of create a flow of color that really is dynamic to look. So the first thing I need to do is get this hedge trimmed up, remove these pots, but I wanted to kind of go through what my plan was, and then I'm going to take you through what I'm going to plant in just a moment. So let's get this cleaned up. Okay, so after stepping back and looking at it, which I encourage you to do as well, if you're going to plant a set of 3 containers like this, it really does help to kind of see how the balance works all together and how the eye flows through the space. I pushed the water feature back so that I could bring the containers a little bit closer together, but I still kept them in the same basic arrangement that I was thinking at the very beginning. They just needed to draw a little bit closer so it could feel more like a complete unit and a set. So you could really see the difference in size of the pots and really make sense of how they're supposed to be connected together. So I'm really happy with this. Let's get them planted up. I have some beautiful things that are going in here. Okay, so I have all of my annuals here ready to plant. I'm going to go over those in just a second. You know, most of the time when I plant up my containers in this space, I usually do like some kind of thriller and spiller, but I'm going to change it up, and I've been putting 1 different annual in each one of my pots. I have more than that today, but I think I'm going to keep each container with their own plant. So I'm not going to do a combination. The combination is going to be the whole set. So for the first one, I'm going to have a plant in here that's going to get a lot of height and very heat tolerant. For the second one, that one's also going to have more of a filler like growing habit. And the last one, I'm going to have more of a spilling habit. So it's going to have all 3 of those elements, but in different containers. So that should be a lot of fun to see how that works out today. I'm going to start with some land and sea soil, compost, and I'm going to put those in each one of the bottom of these containers. I'm going to add the potting soil to each one of them, and then we're going to get them planted. All right, using some biotome fertilizer, starter fertilizer in here, so they have a great start. Mixing that in nicely. I love it when we can make a few changes that are relatively easy but make a big impact. And I think that's what this is going to do here today. All right, so for this first container in this grouping, I've chosen to plant this Truffula Pink Gomphrena, simply because in the largest pot, I wanted to have the most presence in height, and this will definitely fill this space. I'm going to plant 3 of these in here. One of these would be more than enough, but since I have 3, I don't want them to go to waste, and I really don't have any other space for them in my garden. But you could absolutely do 1 of these and it would fill in beautifully. Just today, because I am going to plant 3 of them, and since they're the same plant, they're not going to be in competition with each other, and it will look amazing right from the start. So this heat-tolerant plant is amazing. I've never seen it before, and I found it at a little ma and pa shop down in Newport Beach. And I was so excited to find it, and I've been wanting to try it, so we're going to give it a go. And look at this. This is so amazing. That root system is definitely ready to be planted. And right before I picked this little grouping of plants up to bring it over here, they were full of butterflies. So this is going to be really nice. All right, so because they're heat tolerant and because this area is on concrete, it really does bake. And I think it's really going to grow great right here and be able to handle the intense heat that this area will get. All right, let's get that in there. Perfect. Now, these are perennial for us. They will definitely last through the season. I could probably cut them back in the winter and they'll come back beautifully next year. So I'm really excited to see how hardy they are. Although, you know, me, I'm always trying new things every year, so I might have something new in here next year. But how cool is that already? Look at this. And the one in the back is last. Probably should have planted that one first so you could see from all view. Let me see if I can move my camera so you can see that. Okay, they look great already. They'll grow about 22 to 28 inches high, so this is going to be quite the presence right here, and there is absolutely no need to deadhead them, which is always a plus. All right, let's get the medium-sized container all done. All right, fill this one with the same amount of soil. All right, so it's time to plant up the 3rd container, and I'm using a really cool annual that I had ordered early on this year, which is this really nice Safari Dusk James Britannia from Proven Winners. And I have found that this is a great alternative to bacopa because it handles the heat a lot better, and if you let it dry out, it'll come back a lot easier than as would our bacopa if they go dry. I love the trailing effect that a bacopa has, and it's beautiful, but man, I have found if you let it even go dry at all, sometimes it doesn't fully recover. So this is great. This will mound and somewhat trail a little bit. I've had these in a hanging basket, not this variety. I've tried the Safari Sky before, but this Safari Disc I think is going to be absolutely beautiful with the really nice pink Gomphrena over there. So that's basically it. I'm going to put 3 of these in here, so it's going to look full from the start. Again, you could absolutely plant 1 of them and it would fill in over time, but I have 3 of them and I need to get them into a bigger container. So let's get them in right now. And then the last one right here in front. Great choice, good selection, and I think they're going to look amazing together. Now for the last one, I'm going to plant up this brand new from Proven Winners Mini Vista Petunia, Pink Cloud. And I've grown this year in my containers that have my large boxwoods. And one thing that I've noticed is the growth habit is really slow. They mound beautifully. They don't absolutely go crazy and fill in the whole space. So this is going to be a great opportunity to put that in the small pot, and hopefully it'll stay more compact and just beautiful with color. I'm noticing I have a few aphids on here, so I might spray with a little bit of Rose RX. And that'll handle it immediately. But yeah, these have been in these containers way too long, so it's going to be so nice to get them in there. Let's get that little container planted up. I'm going to plant 2 of them because it is a small container, and I'm going to save my 3rd one for my hanging basket, which will finish off the height of this whole area in just a second. All right, guys, let's get it going. Now we have to move on to the next portion of our project here, which is to create some sort of height behind the water feature, filling in this gap right here between the water feature and the evergreen right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in that raised bed with the plank across it and that self-watering container, and I'm going to plant up these beautiful royal velvet petunias from Proven Winners. I love the deep, rich color, and I especially like it because it's not going to take away from the pop of color that we have down here, but it will fill in this space beautifully with a beautiful backdrop of royal dark color. Your eye is not going to go immediately to a dark color. Your eye is immediately drawn to yellows and lighter colors, pinks, and light purples like you see down here. So I think it's going to be a perfect fit, and it fits in well with the color palette. Then lastly, after I plant this, I'm going to plant my hanging basket by my garage with another one of those pink clouds, kind of finishing off this whole space and drawing your eye up even further, creating a beautiful circular pattern that really brings the eye into this gigantic upgrade that we're doing right here. It's coming together. Let's get this planted up, and I can't wait to see how it all turns out in the end. All right, so it's a different day, and I wanted to make sure I had just the right light so you could really see how beautiful this is. What I enjoy most about this area is that we didn't need a flower bed or even a large space to create a beautiful garden, and I think we achieved that by using different size containers filled with different color in each of those containers, as well as different plants to create a layered, structured look that really gives your eye a reason to kind of move through this space over here. And I think it's going to be, and I know it's going to be actually, really, really nice over time. All of these annuals and perennials for us will fill in beautifully. This Gomphrena is just going to get bigger and bigger. It's going to grow quite large. The James Britannia is going to mound beautifully and perhaps trail just a little bit. And then the pink cloud in the front is going to trail over the side. And as they do get larger, I can space my pots just a little bit more. But I think my favorite aspect of this whole transformation is that I did something different that I've never done before. I've traditionally, like I said at the beginning of the video, put combinations of plants in each container because That's what we see when we're looking at videos and we're looking for inspiration. But this time I thought, why not separate it, since I'm using 3 containers, and instead of making a combination in each, make the whole area the combination. I'm really glad I did that, because it really does give your eye a moment to stop at each container and really appreciate how different they all are in size and in the plants that we planted in them. And I love this, and it's really nice with this nice clean backdrop here. This is finally trimmed. There's a little bit of bare space in there because I did trim it a little bit more severe than I would normally, but that will fill in over time too. And adding this beautiful petunia back here with that deep rich color, it's all basically in the same color palette. And then right here beside me we have height with this hanging basket. Like I said before, some of these plants or annuals, especially the pink cloud, have been in their containers for a very long time since I ordered them. There is plenty of time for them to grow full and beautiful by the end of our growing season, and who knows, they may even last into the winter. So I hope this gives you some ideas on how to take a pretty uninspiring corner and perhaps make it into something beautiful with just a few annuals, perennials, and even some containers. One final thought that I want to leave you with is you could absolutely use one of these plants in each of these containers and they would fill out just absolutely beautifully. I used them, like I said before, because I had them on hand and I wanted to use them before I lost them in their little containers. It's just going to take a little bit longer for one plant to fill in the space, but it probably will do that equally as beautifully and over time. So you could use half or even a third of the annuals that I used, and you definitely don't have to use real terracotta pots like this. You could use composite pots, plastic pots, pots that you already have, and really save money and have really the same result as you're finding here today on this video. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed today's video, because I'm definitely inspired to do this more in the future, and hopefully we'll find more inspiration together in the next video. Take care, everybody.